change came about? Thank you.
Obviously, you've already heard from Reshape and Mid-Penn about all the work they did with their residents. And then what we did was with the workshops that Councilmember Jensen discussed, as well as the term sheet public hearing that occurred in front of the city council, we started socializing and discussing the idea of moving the location because we started thinking about things had changed since 2017. We were building infrastructure on Pan Am. We were seeing how Alameda Point was developing. And we now had the West Midway team designing, and their first design had the Reshape project on the former location. And we all sort of looked at it and was like, that's not looking right. And we started thinking about all the different variables. And so we had a workshop with the planning board, and that was the first workshop. We're like, we're thinking about moving this over for these reasons. And then we came to the council in 2022, I believe, July, with the term sheet. And that was one of the major things that we pointed out, both in the staff report and in all the exhibits, was we're thinking we should move this campus, the Reshape piece to over closer to Pan Am, where the infrastructure is, where they would be more at the heart of Alameda Point. So, and then of course, all the community workshops, public hearings from that point on had that design and location.
All right, so the community.
We got as much public input as the rest of the project, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Community wants to be farther from the schools and closer to Almanac. Is that,
no,
that's what happens here.
It's not about being closer to Almanac. It's about putting them closer to the infrastructure so we can build their project sooner and more cheaply. And not spend is because the city was putting in we put in the infrastructure on Pan Am. So by moving it, it does a couple things. It allows the Reshape project to go more quickly. It reduces the amount of infrastructure that has to be built for the Reshape campus up front. It puts the Reshape project and their residents closer to the heart of Alameda Point, which is where ultimately the services, the commercial, other services, hopefully the theater someday, the administrative services, which are going to be at the heart of Alameda Point, closer to City Hall West. Main Street is always going to be the edge. It's always going to be the perimeter of Alameda Point. The center of Alameda Point will be to the west of the West Midway Reshape project, not to the east.